On this episode, we finish the 51 Ford Chop Top Victoria and now move to the delicate task of fitting, cutting, and welding the stainless steel trim. It's thin, it's delicate, and we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Let's go. The stainless trim on a classic custom really sets the tone for sophistication and class. Without the trim, the car looks unfinished. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to cut and weld and finish the stainless trim at home so you too can have an elegant custom just like they did in the 1950s. I begin on the quarter window stainless molding, and as you can see, I removed 3 inches of material here on this stainless trim because my entire roof line has shifted forward on this chop top. As I section the 3 inches out of this piece of molding, it's very straightforward, but my goal here is to have one seam, which in turn is one weld. The minute that I start welding multiple seams on this straight piece of trim, it will cause more warpage and distortion from the heat and cooling process. As you can see, I'm working very slowly as I grind minimal amounts of stainless material away and then check the fitment. I do this 10, 12, 15 times until I have the perfect fitment with a very minimal gap for easy welding. As I finish up the driver and passenger side quarter window trim, we're ready to tack it in place. Lee has his machine set to 30 amps and we're using 040 stainless rod. The goal here after tacking is to fuse this gap together using the minimal amount of filler rod.
Getting it out of there.
I'm happy with the fitment and the tacks, so I remove the panel, give it a little bit of fine tuning with the trim hammer, and also using a little pair of needle nose pliers here to get the bends and angles just right. Lee begins welding, and I clean the panel with a little soft wire wheel, and we're ready for final fitment and final welding. Now we begin the passenger side fitment and welding, and as you notice, I actually prefer to weld these pieces directly onto the car. We have the luxury of doing this since this 51 Ford Victoria is still in primer. If it was a painted car, I'd probably opt out of welding it directly onto the panel, but this case, it works the best for perfect fitment. With the quarter window trim tacked in place and completed, we can now move to the rear window stainless beltline surround. Luckily, the owner has brought us 2 sets of molding, which we can use to section in and extend this rear surround. I begin by cutting a small relief cut on the edge of the trim, as you can see right here, and this allows me to modify and bend the molding to a different radius. When I'm happy with the fitment, Lee grabs the TIG welder and tacks it in place. Then I begin making my marks for the continuation of this stainless trim. Now comes the scariest part of all. 3 relief cuts. Don't f it up. It's cut, bend, tack as we work our way around the radius of the rear roof line. The moment of truth as we take 2 different pieces of molding from 2 different cars and make them into one. All right, well, it's been another couple days and we have the trim finished up. Lee took care of all of the stainless welding, and as you can see, he's ground it down a little bit, and there's still some lows, which I'm gonna take care of right now and show you how we get those out. But you can see it's looking pretty good. We've got the quarter trim and the surround. This is just sitting up here in place, but that's the idea of what's going on. So now we're gonna take the prepped and welded area and we're gonna finish that off and smooth it out a little bit. So let's jump on that now, and then we'll bolt the trim back on and we can call this thing wrapped up. So all these sand scratches right here, these are just from the Roloc disc, which is one of these. This is 50 grit. So we're gonna take some 150 and we're just gonna go over this and give it a little prep. And just by doing that, I'll be able to see how it looks if there's highs or lows. And then from there, these can be sent out to the polisher, and you'll never see the modification. All right, so we're back on the red Dychem. If you've watched the previous episodes on this chop, you'll know we use this as a guide to tell us our highs and lows. Well, it's the same thing with the trim. We're gonna use it right now. We're gonna spray it on and sand it off. Remember, the purpose of the Dychem is to find the imperfections, so keeping your DA flat is absolutely necessary. Okay, so you got the trim clip holes running around the back side of the window, but because we've changed the whole roof line of the car and we've extended the trim, we don't have any holes here to run our trim clips. So I'm gonna lay these holes out right now, probably add 2 more. I'll drill those and then we'll be able to install, and that'll be it. So you've made it this far in your trim modification, and as you can see, we have two pieces of trim that has turned into one, but we are not through with the job yet. I'm using a flathead screwdriver to flush out the upper and lower edge of the trim after welding, and this is where the hours of trim modification come into play. It's literally sanding, filing, hammering, and even here using the vise to squish the trim together and get the right curvature to match the body. This again is hours and hours of modification, and to save you guys the visual frustration of watching the same thing over and over, we're going to montage through it quickly. But I will tell you, don't give up, be patient, and make things perfect. You have one opportunity to do it, so you might as well do it right. All right, so we've got the passenger side beltline trim on, and there's a separate driver side. And the way that the factory mated these two together was just this little cover. Now, I intentionally left the trim a little bit long, knowing that I've got to trim, a quarter to a half inch off of each side so we can run the little trim cover there. So you can see my center line of the vehicle is right here. So I'm going to just trim my piece of trim on the black line, and then I'll bolt the driver's side trim up, and we'll butt it up against that, scribe it, cut it. When these two pieces of trim come together, they'll have a tiny little gap in between, and it'll be covered by that little center divider. On again, off again. On again, off again. It just seems to keep going and going and going. I really think it's a mental game at this point to stay in the fight more than a skill set. It's easy to walk away, but again, you just are at the final stretch. And you can see right here, we are finished and completed with the trim. I made them together and slide the piece over. And wow, does that shoebox look so good. I can't believe really how well this car has turned out. The customer had this creation in mind with the back window, a chopped Victoria hardtop, and man, do I love this car. Okay, as you see behind me, the chop top is finished. We're calling it done on this 51 Ford shoebox. It has been chopped, it's been braced, it's been primed, and we finished all the stainless molding around the belt line, and we also finished the front windshield trim. So I really enjoyed this series. I thank you guys for coming along. But if you haven't seen the other ones, jump back on our page and watch the others. I've also really enjoyed reading the comments, so be sure to drop a comment. Appreciate it. And we will see you guys on the next build series. I'm signing out. Mackey's Hot Rod Shop, Brian Mackey, and all the guys here, thank you very much. We will see you on the next one.